Rishi. Hi.
Hi. Nice. I would like to talk something about fear. In my experience, um, when I do not feel the fear, when I do not feel the insecurity, there's a shift in my head, and it's a kind of autopilot. What is driving me, and somehow I'm behaving like a fool, maybe. Yeah, and I explored this fear, and in the depths of the fear, I could recognize two forces. One force is the fear to lose myself, survival fear, and another force is a fight to survive. Uh, yeah, to fight to balance somehow this life in a good way. And I would like to step out of this circle. So it feels like this is the engine of my fear, and I would like to step out. So, and I would love it to hear some comment from you. Yes.
So before it's even registered as fear, how do you sense it? Before it's labeled even as fear, what do you sense?
Uh, kind of, I lose the floor under my feet.
Just playing with it. How do you sense that?
How I sense that is the question.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's a sensation or there's some sensation that's getting interpreted as fear and then projected into the future. So you hear there's a sensation.
It's a sensation, yes.
Yeah. And so you say, and you describe it as something to do with the feet, like,
It's
but
just,
what's the actual sensation?
it feels, I feel the fear in my heart.
Okay, so that's already labeled fear. Now, before it's labeled fear, the actual
Uh,
sensation.
okay. So I don't know in this moment.
Yeah.
Everything I can sense and label it as fear is a sensation, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, the word emotion means with movement, with motion. So
Yeah.
like fear is a movement to get away from a sensation, actually.
Yeah.
And because it's already, there's resistance there, it's loud. The sensation is actually sometimes quite tricky to find, but the fear is loud, and then, you know, attention goes to the interpretation. Okay, that's fear. And then the mind goes, well, what am I afraid of? Or what is that fear? Or what, you know, then it's like already, but we already, um, so we hear their sensations, yeah? And many sensations. I mean, there's a whole tapestry, a whole orchestra. But somehow, you know, our orientation has been looking for where some sensation doesn't feel okay, doesn't feel at ease, so to speak.
Mm.
And if I ask you to look and see in all the sensations of now, can you find any sensations that are enjoyable?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So there's like this whole orchestra, you could say. Some maybe subtly uncomfortable or subtly not at ease, some enjoyment, some comfort, whole range. Yeah? So there's a whole range of sensation, and usually those sensations get interpreted through our conditioning and through, you could say, the trauma that's happened in our ancestry. And then a kind of a story happens around them.
Mm.
This means something about me, this means something about something. And for sure, in that process, you know, that process of there being sensation and the automatic unconscious interpretation of what that sensation means, we end up with an impression of ourselves or an impression of the universe.
Yeah.
But
And it's
if we look deeper, is any of it real? Or is it all interpretation? So we're not trying to change anything or fix anything. We observing, okay, this moment is a sensation, okay, because we perceive through the senses. So there's a whole, range of sensations, you could say. And the tendency is to focus where there's some level of discomfort, some level of dis-ease, not being at ease.
So when the focus is on the joy of my own being, is to be that, then the feeling of fear is changing.
Yeah. So we're seeing that somehow, like the habit usually is a sensation. The focus goes to a sensation that feels less than, or somehow unwanted, or someone not appreciated or not welcomed, or something, and then, oh, that means there's something wrong with me, there's something wrong somewhere, there's something wrong, not at ease, not. And then this vastness in which the sensations appear is overlooked, because now we're busy with, or you could say that there's a busyness with trying to figure out something, trying to
Yeah,
get back to ease.
yeah, circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this forced. Yeah, and with this again, the capacity to rest, I guess.
It's like, it's like the movements are very quick and automatic. So the moment there's some sense of, it doesn't have to be much, it can be very subtle, just some sense that this moment isn't quite okay, or something's not quite okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't have to be much, just a subtle feeling that's okay.
But this moment is really great and okay.
it's,
Amazing.
I mean, and so then, like that's the question: is that feeling of not okayness and the interpretation of what that means, is it any of that real? No, not. And
No,
who's aware of it? There is awareness of it.
uh,
So,
Thank you so much.
thank you. Mm. Karina. Hi.
Hello. Wait, I want to change the view. Hi.
Hi.
Maybe. This looks like a puppet. The thing. I'm still integrating my father's death or not death, whatever. And I just realized that I was really able to connect this way. I might cry. I will cry. I'm still
Okay.
crying. But it was really beautiful that I was able to be present with him and connect through the eyes and enter this space. It was very, to me, very impressive. I never was with somebody in the process of leaving the body. I wasn't there when he actually left, but I was there the day and the night before and the morning before, and it was just so. I always thought it's peaceful. I imagine when people die, they just like, it gets less and less, and then they breathe, and then they go. I imagine it's so soft, and it was not soft at all. It was really like he was, like the body was running for life. The breath was very, very strong, and the breathing and the heart, and this was like, ooh. This was really intense experience. So the peace after, let's say, was even bigger because it was really stressful before. Yeah. Now I wonder how, because I'm so grateful for this space and the learning that has happened all these years. I just realized still when I'm alone, actually, it's really when I'm alone in my city life, I'm not, I feel there's on an unconscious level, this space is with me a lot in my all day life already. But when I'm alone, the pressure still takes over, or the mind, or the doing, or the hustle, all these. Yeah, it's
But
just
coming back to this moment.
yes.
Yeah, no special way to be, just yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Good. Good. And the bottom left is a red thing. Just click on that.
Yes.
Cool.
I have.
No, yeah, cool.
There was not much awareness.
No
Yeah.
problem.
But in awareness, the eye is very large, is wide, is not touched or attacked to myself, but there's a lot of seeing, and I'm seeing that a lot is happening in my head. The brain is not good enough. I lost a lot of memories, and it gives it a lot of freedom, actually.
Mhm.
Funny it is because in the memories there's a lot of thought about fear, about worse things and so, and they're all gone.
Mhm.
So it is clear. And
Mhm.
I don't know how it happened, but it seems like someone was brushing my brain.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I see a lot of things are happening, and you spoke just about fear, that something starts in the mind, somewhere in the brain. Yeah. And then I thought I I see in the awareness of myself, I see when there are no thoughts of afraidness, of fear, but there's nothing happening.
Mhm.
Yeah. But even the social rules are not engaging myself to be polite, to be
Anything.
anything. It gives us such a lot of freedom, man. Wow.
Mhm.
Always in the be, in the now, and yeah. It's not the thought that I have to be polite to you or to the satsang, or to the kan, just the meeting we have, and
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. Seems like everything becomes cold, everything becomes God, everything becomes diamonds, and yeah, even the garbage in the. Is that strange when you hear this?
Not at all.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Wojciech.
Hello, Isaac. You hear me?
Yes.
The topic would be desire. I know the true self means the abundance is everywhere because there is no value. So just a view for the mind is changing. But the question is because a few days ago I had an experience. What can a name put of it? Put on it is like a near-death experience. There was like a blocks in the body would tell me that I have to look deeper in desire, and because something stopped me, there was feeling like falling down. Everything was in great void, but there was like a block. And what can I experience? Because obviously I had this body, and the I living here as a human living, so needs some material words um, to survive, to be here, to eat, sleep, or to moving. And there is some point where the mind trying to I understand that true self is always connected with God, and the impulse to create own reality is coming from God, some from us as well. And the moment where we're moving to build own reality is in my case is that many times when I'm trying to move to build own reality, there is some stock and block and question. You will use your mind to build this, or you will wait for some impulse from God. Like, I don't want to make any crossroads for myself, because if something will have to become, I just open for everything. But there is a lot of silence moment, and like no moves, no impulse, no question. And then the mind trying to say, maybe you should do something because the material words for you is not good enough. So can you tell me something about that?
That's the question.
I know who asking. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi,
9 feet.
hi. My story is I love it so much to sit here with you and everybody. It's so precious, so direct, so simple, so powerful. Wiping the window is only a foolish image, of course. Grateful, Isaac, grateful. Ah, grateful. Hmm. How lucky we are.
It's okay.
Oh, okay. Great.
Hi.
Hi. while I'm thinking of it. And on Sunday night, there's a time change with Germany and Holland. I'm not sure if it's also for Copenhagen, but so we're going to stay with the same time in Germany and Holland, which is 10 o'clock in the morning. And what that'll do is it'll change the time in Australia to Sydney time, 8 o'clock. And so you just need to figure out where you are, how that relates to you. And the meeting will be for an hour and a half. No, it's as far as I know, Catharina, it starts on Saturday night at 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that, or Sunday morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. So this Sunday it'll be changed to it. Ah, good. Hi.
Hi, Isaac. At the moment, I have no question, just would like to share a few minutes.
Oh, pleasure. Yeah, that's the best, It's just like if a question comes spontaneously, fine, but just to rest together is beautiful. Somewhere in our everyday life that we actually just sit quietly with someone. Normally we talk or something like that, but just to rest. It's lovely.
I wonder how to deepen this awareness, because on the surface there's so much noise in the body.
Yeah. I don't think it's not a doing. It's just that the surface noise, it's seen, and as long as it's just noticed, it does quieten down because we're not feeling it, So that's the beauty of sitting quietly, is that we actually see things that we don't normally see in our everyday lives when we're busy or when we're talking a lot. We just don't notice. And when we rest together like this, you can notice some activity going on. But also, what do you notice just in terms of how these systems communicate? You can feel there's a communication that happens without words?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's the deeper conversation in a way. And that you just feel, you don't have to do anything for it. That happens by itself. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Hello.
Bye. Ah, Antje.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi, Antje.
Bas, can you stop the recording?
You know, in a way, there's so many nuances to that conversation, Antje, because I can see, you know, like the way the dynamic played between the patterns that I called my mom and the patterns that played in me was, it never felt like we ever could really meet each other. It was always just this very superficial story that played, and I could see that she couldn't help it, and for me it wasn't. I didn't enjoy it so much, I could say like that, but I knew from her world it was important that I called her, so I would call just to a gift I could give her, and it had to be balanced with what felt good in me. That's all. So for you, there's no pull to see him, and you can feel if something changes in him, and somehow he wants to see you before he's passing. You see if that generosity happens that you'd like to give him, or not. There's no right way or wrong way. It's clear. Once you raised a hand.
Yes, I did. Right. Today I have a kind of kind of a feeling that all these sensations, they don't belong to anybody, because there was a strong thought that it was my body, but then the whole party is going on again. But yeah, and I'm sure that the sensations didn't belong to my mother as well, and not to my brother as well. So that was very important to see. Because sometimes when you're young, they can make kind of possession.
Yeah. It's so interesting to, you know, we talk about exploring the sense of I, and then you could say a very strong relative of the I is this my body. Like there's a bodying activity, and somehow, yeah, it's doing its thing, and then we've been taught, oh, this is yours, or
Exactly.
you know, it's like, and it's.
Well, in my job, you sometimes have to bring people into their body.
If we look, what does that actually mean?
What I said, bring them in their body.
What's it? Yeah. So, you know, from how I would speak, it is like when we say someone's not in their body, what's happening is their attention is not including this bodying activity.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, then, and it's a survival mechanism. It's a trauma response. It's, I mean, there's no, it's just that the attention stops including the sensations that we call the bodying. But there is no someone to go into a body or out of a body, really. It's really all that moves, as far as I can see, is attention. It's not, There's not somebody that. If there's a activation, then how survival functions is it? It's not. It doesn't include
Yeah.
bodily sensations. That's all.
And
Maybe you
miss
see it
time.
different. Maybe
Yeah.
you see it differently or not. But, it's just
Yeah,
like,
maybe I should use different words, but yeah,
Yeah.
I see it this way as well. And I can feel that when you're not in the body, then there is no space actually in which things are appearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there is always a kind of feeling that nobody is taking care of you and that you are alone.
Well, it's feeling of extreme not feeling safe. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, so that's the compensation, how the system manages that.
I think that's the big gift of last week, that I feel safe much more than before. Yeah,
Oh, far out. Yeah.
I do. Some friends of me here, they say, well, but it changed because normally I'm kind of attached to people, and I like that they like me, of course, and everything. But something did change in that. I'm a little more free, and they feel it.
Far out. Nice.
I move easily, I can say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. There's a kind of difference as well between being clear, because sometimes I feel kind of clear and not attached, so to speak, but like now I feel all these body sensations as well, and for me it feels better actually when that is included than just being clear. Yeah. I'm not so attached to the body sensations, but they are there, so to speak. Yeah.
Far out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that habit to give meaning to sensation, make it. It's like, okay, so there's sensations.
Yeah, it was so strange because today I felt for the first time that I could really feel these kind of filters of trauma and conditioning. They are immediately, then the sensations are not the sensations anymore. Immediately it's a story. Immediately it's a kind of a fixed thing, so to speak. But just before that, the sensations are moving, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
It's nice because then it can be contact as well, like I feel you now without without that I have to say goodbye.
Hey, Isaac.
Oh, Sundari. Hi.
Hi. Just want to sit. Um, there's a lot of awareness about the emotions or the sensations in the body all the time. I mean, is that the awareness goes to that a lot? Is that a problem, or is that?
You know, look, in my view, of course, this moment is a sensation. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And so, somehow, you know, it's like what we call the body.
Yeah.
it's interesting because we say inside the body and outside the
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's like somehow the body is a referencing system. And just purely for fun,
Yeah.
we're sitting here now and there's the sensations of this moment.
Yeah.
And see where any sensation starts and where it stops. I mean, where I can't really find
No.
that. So yes, there's, like somehow there's the referencing of the body activity, to hunger, to needing to pee or go to the toilet or drink or something like that. But or cold and hot, things like that. It feels like when we're resting here, there's like, to me, I would describe it as a flow of just communication or just
Yeah, it's just a lot of sensations. Now it's heat, a lot of heat in the body. And yeah, in the system, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, just, yeah. Yeah, but there's no in or out. There's no, yeah, it's just,
I mean, it's just a referencing system,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
useful for some things, but it's
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was in the mind, it was just like, kind of, there's been a lot of opposition to, I don't know, some kind of pressure in the body, to feeling pressure in the body,
okay. Yeah.
which is, I don't know, it's, yeah,
I mean, it's like it's an interesting, to me
Yeah.
anyway. It seems
Yeah.
like there's such a habit
yeah,
of like producing a sense of pressure. That's what we call stress. Like
yeah,
this idea of not enough time, or like that living is a pressure. It's a weight, you could say, like that. So that's such a common like conditioning. So we would refer to it as like it's like there's a habit of putting pressure, which makes it seem like there's a me. It
Yeah.
has to, so it's a me that has to keep it together or stay on top of things or whatever that means, It's like,
So is it like kind of showing itself in the body, or can you say that, or
for sure, it would show itself in the body, yeah.
in the bodying? Yeah,
Yeah, because it's like it'll either register as like it's too much, it's overwhelming. It's just like, oh, fuck it. It's just always so much to have to take care of. Or it's like this other side of like I'm really taking care of everything, like I don't know how, it's just I think it plays differently in different depending on the patterns, different, like
but it yeah, I don't know, to be open to it, and I don't know, to just let it be. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it becomes an exploration, you know, but
yeah,
I see, you know, I see like, for example, you know, we're living in an interesting time in the journey of humanity, so to speak. And then there's so many ideas of, oh, I should do more, I should participate or not participate, or
yeah,
somehow, you know, it's like, it's like there's so many subtleties of where pressure comes, you know, it's like,
yeah. Also, like it was in one of the talks here about, I mean, how much should you spend time with somebody who's, I don't know, if they're not really peaceful, and then you said that you just called once in a while with your mother, but I feel this pressure that my parents, they want to be more with me or something. I feel it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's an undercurrent. And then sometimes you say okay, and sometimes you don't, but it's like still
Yeah.
a pressure and still there all the time.
Yeah. 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 Well, I mean, you know, like I guess, and there a lot of it depends on conditioning, what the conditioning was around what it means to be a good daughter or good, you know, like.
Yeah, because it's also like engaging then when you're there, all the talking and all the that you. Yeah, it's just not very peaceful.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you know, so for me, in a way, I look at it like it's like food, you know, like this is at some point, you know, like some things look like food, but then you get a little bit more in tune and you go, geez, I ate that and it didn't feel good. And so I'm not so interested in putting that in the body anymore. And then it's the same thing with company. Oh, that company seemed like fun, but then, oh, wow, something. No, actually, it's not such good food.
No,
it's not, yeah,
no.
yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just, I mean, yeah. Even expressing that or something can be a little bit difficult. I mean, how do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing their best, and I think they.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. That's the thing. It's like, I mean, yeah, they're doing their best, and they mean, you know, your parents, and they would love to see you happy and doing well, you know, but a lot of that comes with all their ideas of what that means.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, if you don't fit into that model, I mean, what? I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. I mean, yeah, it's just a very strange thing, this idea.
Yeah. It's you know, when I reflect on how the journey happened with my parents, like, you know, I left South Africa quite young, and so they visited me in different places in the world, and whenever they would come, they would start wanting me to be different, and I say, geez, you've come all this way, and now you come with, you know, it's like,
yeah.
But then at some point I realized that was just their way of telling me that they loved me.
Yeah.
Very clumsy way. And I said to them, oh, sorry, because I used to get upset with them. Look, you come here, and within 5 minutes you're already starting with this nonsense. It's like, but that didn't work to speak to them like that. When I told them, look, oh, I see, I just didn't understand your language. That's just your way of saying that you love me. Okay, and once I see it like that, please feel free, you can continue. But I really invite you to see, is that the most clear way or the most sweet way for you to tell me? And they said, no, actually, it doesn't feel good. Then it kind of stopped. But it was like, that was, their way.
Yeah.
Somehow they had that confused. I thought that was how you show love, is by telling them how worried they are about you.
Yeah, but it's the same with my parents. It's the same, totally the same. I mean, yeah, all the
Yeah.
ideas they have about things.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not married yet, you're not this,
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah, you're living a very insecure life. I mean, it's not really, you should do this or you should. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bas, thank you very much for hosting. Thank you, beloved. Yeah. Love, peace, beauty.